Shout outs to the good people down at Independent Dope. Like,
all right, Mesa. Welcome to Independent Dope, my brother.
What's good, King?
Man, appreciate you having your time today.
No doubt.
So we're gonna jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about your background. So you born in Florida, but you rep New Jersey.
Yeah, I was born in Miami, in Jackson Memorial Hospital, but I moved up to West New York when I was like months old.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you was like a bit. So you a Jersey nigga then?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was that in West New York?
Well, when I was growing up, it was mainly Italians and Cubans growing up. You know what I mean? When Mayor DeFino was the mayor when I was growing up, and the town was real at that time. You could look it up. It was real corrupted at that time. A lot of mob ties, and the feds ran down and shit like that. So that's what I grew up watching. You know what I mean?
I used to hear about some of like just like little club spots out there, and a lot of dudes talking to Spanish girls out there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a vibe too, because a lot of people would come party over there too. We had like a lot of little bars, a lot of good-looking women. You know, it was mostly Italian, Cuban women in the neighborhood, and yeah, it was a vibe. You know what I mean? At the same time, like the mayor did a lot for the kids too. We had a recreation, so that's one thing I do always remember. Like even though there was the corruption going on, much more was being done for the kids back then as to what it is now. You know what I mean?
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, West New York is real close to New York.
Yeah, it's right over the Hudson River,
Right next over the water.
Right next to Manhattan.
Okay. You spent a lot of time out there too, growing up, or
where in New York?
like Manhattan, running around?
Not really. I just stayed in West New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really. I would venture off here and there, go to New York with my cousins and shit like that. You know what I mean? But mainly I always stayed in the town.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are Cuban?
Yeah, my parents are Cuban, yeah.
Heavy Cuban, okay. So, yeah, you one of the, I don't know if that many Cuban artists out right now. Fat Joe?
I think he's Puerto Rican. I think Fat Joe's Puerto Rican, but, you know, a lot of people don't even know I'm Cuban, you know what I mean? So, it's like, for me, you know, it's all the same thing.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I say, like, you know, sometimes, like, just, like, being, like, the representation from a culture, like, sometimes you can get, like, that cult following because it's like, we got him. You know what I'm saying? So.
I feel like it probably would be like that if it was, like, and maybe I'm underestimating if I was, like, doing Spanish hip-hop music or Spanish music.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Like a pit bull.
Yeah. But, you know, my type of rap that I do, you know.
Rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you spit.
Yes, it's not like, I don't think, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I haven't tapped into it yet. I would have to find out.
You could do, I mean, you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
yeah.
fluentamente.
Yeah, fluently. I speak it fluently.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe you could do a little.
I try not to though. You know what I mean?
Okay, because you want to keep it.
Yeah.
You know what? There's an.
I actually don't at all. So it's not even that I try not to, but I just don't at all. But I know that I'm just being like my parents being Cuban, and you know, for me, it's still, you know, my father's black, so my you know, when you go back to my roots, like my roots date back to Africa, so it's like there's a lot of African Americans that come from Cuba. You know, if you go like go over to the island, that's what you see.
When I ran through Havana, it was like 75% black.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So my father was black, my mom was light skinned. So I caught the blend of it, you know what I mean? But a lot of people think immediately when they assume, they look at you, they're gonna assume, and I've gotten it multiple times, that like they think I do Spanish music. So I'm a firm believer in just
I wouldn't assume that from your style.
Yeah.
Cause you, like, you know what I'm saying, you can tell you just like, you know what I mean, like a Jersey dude, regular, but I guess like your name, first of all, like that's an interesting name because Mesa in Spanish is like table.
Yeah.
So what made you pick that name?
It's my last name. It's my father's name too. You know what I mean?
Okay. That changes everything. So now it makes perfect
sense.
Yeah,
so I'm my father's only son, so for me it's just like, let me,
that's fire though.
Let me
Real
do something
name,
with
no
this.
Gimmicks.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
That's my name.
Yeah.
But now a lot of people call me, because a lot of people have trouble sometimes saying my name, which is Mesa, by the Mesa. Some people call me Mesa. You know, Mesa. You feel me?
Yeah.
But now everybody calling me Summers because of my IG.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Mr. 100 Summers.
Yeah, and that name kind of just, because of my IG, it kind of just naturally got tagged on me. When people see me, they just call me Summers.
Yeah.
Automatically, just naturally, the people gave me that name.
Where do you get that name from, Mr. 100 Summers? I like it.
I'm just you know, I was actually the first one to really start branding that 100 Summers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did that back in 2014. I did a record called 100 Summers, and I released the video on World Star and all that. And I got that name because I was born in August, and I love the summertime. Like I was telling you before, we was off camera.
Yeah.
Like this weather out here. After a while, you know, nigga, I'm tired of it. Like I need my sun. I need
rainy and stuff.
Yeah, I need that. You know, so
yeah, I know what you mean. I was born in the spring. I feel like that just come with it.
So me, I come to Jersey all winter and grind it out.
Yeah.
Cause obviously, you know, money like the tri-state money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the pace is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I just grind it out. In summertime, I get low. You know, like come August, you won't see me for like 2 months. You know what I mean?
I ain't
2-3 months.
You know what I mean? I ain't mad at that at all.
Yeah.
That's fire. Mm-hmm. So like coming up, like what was like your influences, or like maybe like your top 5 in high school, or just like some of the dudes that helped you build your style around?
Tupac, DMX, Kiss.
Okay.
Trying to think of artists that I really like. That really like I was just like.
You know what they always say, like if you was taking a highway trip 5 hours, 8 hours, who can you listen to straight through? You know, some people we put their tape on and we don't even got to worry about hitting next.
You know, I definitely studied that Reasonable Doubt album like it was like
I could see that.
You know what I mean?
I could see you like an album from your style.
Yeah, that Reasonable Doubt album was like, that's the thing. Like I had certain albums that I just were just very detrimental to my upbringing. The Dark and Hell Is Hot, DMX. I was in 5th grade. I remember clearly. That was during the tape deck era, and then the Reasonable Doubt during high school. The Pac to the End of Time. The Me Against the World Tupac album.
Yeah, that's
the Kiss of Death album.
That was fire.
It came out on my birthday, actually, August 7th.
Yes. Speaking of Kiss, you got the joint Temperature Rising, the track with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like I told you off camera, I really like that video because y'all had like the cinematic, Goodfellas, had my man chopping the garlic. You had your man doing the Joe Pesci. Am I funny?
Yeah.
So like, what made you pick?
Shout out to Smith Smith for playing the role. I knew he would be perfect for that, and definitely shout out to Picture Perfect for coming up with the whole concept of the video. When he told me he wanted to have Jada chop garlic like he was Paulie, I was just like, man, I don't know. I think we might be pushing it.
It was like, entertaining though.
Yeah,
you know
like,
what I'm saying? And who was the bull singing? Saint Laurent?
Saint Laurent, Ricky Saint Laurent.
Yeah, he did his thing too. But like a lot of your videos, well, how did that record come about first?
That record came about, I started working with this producer who had just started making beats, just like was just new to making beats, you know what I mean? And I think he was making beats like in a year in his house, and then, you know, one of my songs was on a playlist on Spotify, and I always rep the town on my records, and he heard me say Hudson County, I'm Jersey bred, or something like that.
Okay.
and you know, he lived like, you know, 30 minutes away from Hudson County. So he was like, yo, who's this cat? Like, you know, I know where Hudson County's at. So he ended up looking me up, and his name's Mike Vince. And yo, for a minute he was harassing me. Yo, man, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. And you know, I ain't really like pay attention at first, until finally my engineer at the time was like, man, maybe you should just, you know, chop it up with him. Maybe you can, if he really wants to work with you, you know, he can maybe put up the budget for an album. You never know.
Yeah.
So I ended up start talking to dude, and you know, I ended up locking in with him for an album, all produced by him, and he gave me an advance for it up front, you know, and then he put up the bread, and I told him when we made the album deal, I was like, man, I want to take my whole team and everybody to Vegas to record this album. I want to get low and just lock out for like 9 days straight.
Yo, funny you say that. I always feel like Vegas, as wild as it is, it's a get low city.
Yeah,
I like Vegas.
Yeah, facts.
For that reason.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, I want to lock out, and we worked on that album. We did like a 16-hour session days sometimes, you know, that week. And
that's fire.
The reason we locked that deal for the album was because Temperature Rising was the first song we did off the album. That's the only song that on the album that was recorded in Jersey. You know what I mean? That was the first song that sparked everything. We recorded it. I laid down my verse, and Ricky sung. I'm like, yo, I told Ricky, yo, Ricky, get on this hook. Ricky got on the hook, and as I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know, this shit's so gritty. I could hear Kiss on this. You know what I mean? And then Mike Vince was like, and shout to him for this. You know what I mean? He said, he's like, man, you know how much you think Kiss want for a verse? And I was like, shit, you know, I could find out.
Yeah.
You know, and then I called this Biscuit, and this Biscuit connected the dots. This is before verses, before everything. And thanks to Mike Vince, we was able to make that happen. At the end of the day, when I did the project deal with him, that's the only album I don't own. You know what I mean? He put up the whole budget for it, and I gave him the whole game on how to run with the project and run it up. For me, it was more of a stepping stone to elevate to another level, which I did. And so definitely shout out to Mike Vince.
Yeah, and what was the name of the company?
Their name at the time, because I think he just changed the name of the company, but it was Syndicate.
Okay.
The Syndicate. But shout out to Mike Vince, and the name of the album is called Eyes of March. You know, I got Vado on there, Kiss on there. I got Kiss on there twice. Really, really dope album. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you mentioned It's Biscuit. Like, what's your connection with him? Because I noticed he's in a lot of your videos.
That's my brother. You know, It's Biscuit was the first person to It's Biscuit was the first person to start opening doors for me, but like unselfishly. You know, a lot of these cats in the game, they don't really want to put nobody on, put nobody in position, especially when you coming out of Jersey. So It's Biscuit was definitely the first one who like saw what I was doing and was like, oh nah, bro, you a whole nother animal. You know what I mean? Like we gotta get you going. So
shout out to Biscuit. That's true. One time, years and years ago, when I was managing an artist, and before I even had ID bubbling, you know, he gave me his math, and we sat on the phone for like 90 minutes. Then he was chopping it up, giving game. You know, a lot of people, they not doing that. And if they do it, it ain't free. Yeah. So shout out to It's Biscuit for that. That's a fact.
Yeah, shout out to Biz, man.
Like I think
as you see, I got the chain on, so that's my brother. He knows what it is. My Long Island family.
Yeah, yes sir. Yeah, Biscuits and Blizzards. That's hard. So like your style though, I like it. Like, and it goes with the videos, because a lot of your videos have like a real like a movie quality. You dig like the joint, what was it, you and Vado in the desert? Yeah. That was fire. The Goodfellas thing, but it goes with your style. It's like, you know, you talk real clear. Kind of like how I said about like Vado, but it's like a real vivid, clear, paint the picture for it. Like, and it's like a hustle talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, get money motivation. Where does that come from?
I mean, from struggle, you know, and from just never giving up, and you know, when you really want it and you want to go out there and get it, You know, I see so many people make a million excuses, man, but you know, it's just when you have that perseverance that you really start finding out. You know, the deeper you go, you're like, oh, all right, you know, I just gotta work for this.
Yeah,
it's like, you know what I mean? It's just
But you need artists like that sometimes, because it's like, you know, you got your party music, and a lot of artists I listen to, it's like motivate you to go get it. So I like that type of talk. So like, well, how did connection with Vado come about?
Vado came about. We had a studio in Jersey, in Union City, and my neighbor was a shout out to my brother, Dollar Bill Kids. You know, he produced She Got Her Own by Neo. He produced Blue Notes by Meek Mills. Okay. So, you know, shout out to my guy Butter. Vado was going to his studio, and during the time, I was honored and I was blessed to that my brother Dollar Bill Kids would allow me to sit into some of the sessions with him, and that's how I met V. And then I kept seeing V around the town because V be in Jersey a lot, you know. So I would always bump into him either in the mall, but the initial building started with him, and then during that time was the same time that Chinks was coming to the studio.
Okay. Shout out to Chinks. Right?
So I basically sat in every Chinks session with Vado. I sat in every single session. You know what I mean? We you know, at the time we didn't know how legendary it was. You know what I mean? But it was pretty special to see for the short amount of time. And Chinks was like a real humble cat. Like, he had just met me, just off of coming to the studio, and he would knock on my door because my door was next to. Sometimes we have the doors open, we'd be up in the hallways, you know what I mean, with the two rooms right next to each other. And Chinks would come knock on my door 2 a.m. He's like, "Yo, I need some liquor, man. What's up, man?" He said, "Yo, what's up with them little burgers you got me last time?" And he's talking about White Castles.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I'll be like, "I got you, bro." I'll go get him a crave case, and then he'd be like, "Yo, I need some Patron." Luckily, my man Cream, he owns a liquor store in West New York, and I remember just, you know, waking him up to go get the keys to the liquor store, open the liquor store, grab a bottle real quick, go back to the studio, and just rock out.
So Chinks was just regular, easy to communicate with. It's fire though, because you know some people when they get
that's your when what happened to him, because he was a cool cat, bro. He was a real cool cat. You know what I mean? Show love.
That'd be the worst times when it be the good ones.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So how did that record with you and Ross come about? Run It Up.
So the original version of Run It Up was me by myself. I had like 2 verses on it. I don't even think the name of it was Run It Up. I think it was It's Up and It's Stuck. And then Cardi came out with it, so I changed the name. But the way the record came about was I was driving in Vegas, and I'm playing the record with the version with just my both verses on it. And Biscuit was like, he put the volume down on the car radio, and he's like, "Yo," he like literally like put the volume down. He said, "Yo," he said, "You gotta get Ross on this record. This shit got Ross written all over it."
Yeah, just that glorious lifestyle.
Yeah. He's like, "This shit got Ross written all over it."
So you say he turned down the volume and he said, "Get Ross on it."
Yeah, he's telling me, Biscuit's like, "Yo, you need to get Ross on this." And at the time, I'm looking at him like, "Nigga, how? You know, how you want me to get Ross on this?" And Biscuit was basically telling me like, "Yo, figure it out. Start calling people."
That's fire.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like I didn't have the relationships or I could tap into people to do me the favor to tap in for me. You feel me?
Because Ross is a mega star. He's been a star since day one.
Yeah. So I just started, you know, picking up the phone. 7 degrees of separation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. So you want?
I end up hitting a whole bunch of people in the industry. So I end up just, you know, picking up the phone, hitting people up. I end up hitting up my guy Adam at Hardin, and real simple, you know. He owns the dispensary in Vegas. They do a lot of cross branding marketing with big artists, concerts, and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I need you, you know, Adam. I know this is out of your league. You don't even do shit like this. You know what I mean? But is there any way that you can plug me in with Ross? I'm trying to get him on this record. You know what I mean? And then he didn't get back to me for like 2 weeks. Before that, in between all that, all them other people I hit up, they coming back to me, hitting me with crazy numbers, talking to me like ridiculous prices. You feel me?
Because you know who they hit up, they might have threw points on it.
So I'm just like, all right, I'm waiting. 2 weeks later, Adam gets back to me. He said, yeah, man, I spoke to Ross's manager today. I told him what you're trying to do. He asked me if it was important to me. And I told him that, yeah, you're one of my guys. You're one of my ambassadors. I want to see you win. And I would want to see this for you. So he said, okay, it's done. Simple, just like that.
That's fire.
And he's like, I'm going to put y'all in the chat right now.
Is he saying like done on the arm?
Done.
Oh, that's fire.
You feel me?
So I was going to say, for him to even put himself on the line, to put himself out there, he already had to know you're official. Because 100 people could say that. He's not just going to hit him up. So he got to know, he basically was co-signing you're like, he's official dude.
Well, my guy Adam's a multi-millionaire. You feel me? He's not it's different than, you know, when a millionaire is asking you to do for a favor, is completely different.
And like, you know just as you know, it's one thing to get a verse, it's another thing to get them in the video. You know what I'm saying? And then it's another thing to get them in the video that's not just a studio session. You got like an official, like your features, they be official tissue videos. So it's you and Ross on a boat and Biscuit in the cut. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a big deal.
Yeah, nah, good looking. You know, I try to carry myself a certain way. At that point, you know, I've been blessed to be able to build with the dispensary by bringing Kiss over there. That led to me bringing Kiss to the dispensary to I got Kiss a residency at Drea's.
Fire.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm always out making, like, the same thing with Vado. Like, I'm always out making plays. It's like I consider myself like a point guard. I come down the court. You know, if I could take the shot, I'm gonna take it. If I could put a play together for one of the guys, you know, I do it like if I was doing it for myself.
Yeah, but I salute that because it's two points. Number one, a lot of people don't like passing the rock if it means they ain't like the man in front. You dig? And then on top of that, if you're somebody, they got a phrase that says if you can't be used, you're useless. And it doesn't mean like negative use somebody, but you know, you have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? And if you can help somebody else get a bag, it's always a good situation. You know what I'm saying? And you know, one way or another, it'll typically come back to you.
Yeah, I mean, it always does, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like you being super indie, meaning completely indie, no machine behind you. You know, some people, they indie, but they not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that, because you were willing to pay Ross. You didn't reach out for that to be free.
Nah, I did it. It's just the way it worked out was, I was lucky.
So what's the importance of, like, you know, you see a lot of artists that don't want to pay for features, or they don't want to pay for promo. You know, they're like, I have people all the time that said, I'm not paying for views. And when you're paying for the chance to be seen. You know, when you pay for a feature, you know, more than likely you're going to pay for the feature and also still pay for marketing. So
what artists don't understand is this, and I say this, there's going to be verses that you're going to work with people. Like, for example, I remember reaching out to Vado, getting a feature off of him, and you know, now today I got over 10 songs with Vado.
Fire.
You get me?
That's a project.
If you look at, but like scattered out throughout time. You feel me? We got features together from other features that are putting us together on records. You get me?
That's dope too.
So it's like, I might have paid for a feature one time, but that joint that you like of us in the desert,
yeah,
right?
Hold me down.
We was just outside one day, and I was dropping him off at the crib, and I played it for him in the car, and you know he was like, "Yo, bro, why you ain't get me on this?"
Yeah, see, that's fire.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's a genuine relationship.
yeah, and he was like, "Yo, you want a verse on this?" I'm like, we go to Vegas and shoot the video. Let me know.
I want to shoot a film in Vegas. I love the desert. And that's real because I've worked.
And I also make it work. Like, it's like another thing too is like these artists don't understand. Like, you gotta make these artists want to fuck with you. Like, you gotta look like you got some type of traction and motion going, and you gotta look like you moving correctly. I pull up in my own Sprinter. You know, I pull up in my own shit. Like, I don't need these artists to do anything for me. So it's like, when you come like that, it's not like you a burden. Like, oh, I gotta teach this nigga the ropes. I gotta just.
But sometimes that's when you get the most opportunity because, like, you a man on your own too, and whether nobody knows your situation, but you look like somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that always, it's like we look alike. You just are already known. So that always means, but a lot of people don't like investing in themselves. So it's a big deal when I see artists that do it because a lot of people have like a straight refusal of doing it. You know what I'm saying? But on the you spoke on the desert video on the Hold Me Down record. You got a line. You said, what do you said? Universal trying to play me with the bargain and try to keep my record even though I'm playing for the market. Yeah. So what was that line about? Bad experience?
At that time, this was 2014. I was going crazy on World Star. You know, top box the whole summer. And I really mean that, and you can look it up because those videos are still there.
Yeah.
But I remember dropping like 30,000 on my videos to be up on World Star, and I wanted the top box. That's why to this day I got a good relationship with World Star because I've been breaking bread with them since 2014. A lot of people don't know that.
Shout out to Jay at World Star.
Yeah, I fuck with Danny. You know, Jay at the time it was Jay.
Yep.
But now it's Danny. You know what I mean? Danny's my go-to guy.
Yeah, and
Danny 2 times.
For those that don't know, the top box was like $5K for like a day or two.
It's a fact, just a day, 24 hours.
Yep.
So I went so crazy on that top box that labels start calling me.
Yeah.
And at the time, I couldn't even. I would say, you know, I wasn't ready either. When I look back now, because my skills wasn't as sharpened and developed as they are now. But you know,
definitely getting noticeably better. It was never weak, but you tell it's getting better still, which is a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I sat down with Sean Barron at Atlantic.
Okay.
And he was fucking with my shit heavy. You know what I mean? I think he presented it to like the team meeting one day, and they wasn't jacking it, but you know, he told me, yo, keep going type shit. So shout to Sean Barron at Atlantic. Then I met this other cat in Def Jam, and you know, he wasn't really that meeting didn't really make no sense to me. You know what I mean? He started talking to me about Drake and how I should be more like Drake, and I'm like, nigga, I'm not Drake. It's like, you know what I mean? And then, but shout to Drake, you feel me? Respectfully, biggest artist in the world. Yeah, I know. You know, but just I don't know how that meeting made any sense for me. You know what I mean? But then I had a meeting with Universal. They wanted to do a single deal, and it was just so wacky, bro. Like, they were like, yeah, you know, let's do the single deal, one song. They wanted to pick out the production for it. They had the production on the side, but then it was a single deal, but I had to put up the money for the marketing.
I know, just they were doing that a lot because, like I said, I used to manage artists. Mm-hmm. They say, I'll give you distribution, but you cover the budget, and if it gets lit, then we'll put a budget behind it. And that never made sense to me because it's not even like y'all putting discs in the stores. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I can do my own DSP, put the money, and then I don't got to split it.
Yeah. And at the time, that's how I was just like, it was a crossroad at that time. See, I've been grinding through every era, tape, CDs, streaming, 2013, 2014. Yeah. That's when the streaming era started, really was at its infancy. Like, I was on streaming platforms when people used to say, I ain't paying $10 a month to listen to music, whatever music. I'm still gonna, I ain't doing that.
Right.
Boom. But slowly but surely, everybody eventually transitioned. I was already on them streaming platforms through TuneCore. When TuneCore now, you know, they have amazing features. You know, I think they just need to do better on the relationship side with connecting with the artists, and the artists having a physical hub to go to where they can go to, like, or faces that they can put.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think that's what they're trying to do now when they hire Papoose.
I hope so. You know what I mean. I feel like what they need is, you know, you got all this music, TuneCore, and I hope they get this message. TuneCore has all these artists with millions and millions of streams that they got on their own, like myself. You know, my streams did not come from TuneCore pitching it to Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that. It came from my own traction, and luckily I would do stuff like, and this is a secret for a lot of artists that I'm about to give out, but there's a website called Chart Metrics, and what this website is it gives you every artist in the world, right? So now you can target the artists that you would think their fan base would be
basically
close to yours. Like, you know, I think their fan base will fuck with my music, so I'm gonna target their fan base. So you would go to that artist, right, and then it gives you all the playlists that artist is on, right?
That's fire.
Then not only does it give you all the playlists, you know, there's a difference between editorial playlist and user playlist. You feel me? There's a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody be saying they got playlists is bullshit. As soon as you tell them, yo, you got editorial playlisting, they don't even know what to answer you because they don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
All these playlists you see now, if they're not curated by people at Spotify, Apple, whatever the case may be, they're user playlists, which means there are people like me and you who created a playlist, made a fly artwork for it, right? And they update it. If they're good at curating, they're updating it every week with new music to the point that they've created enough real genuine traction on that playlist that it's gained a following. You know what I mean? But most of the time, these playlists are janky, fake followings. You know what I mean?
Bro, they'll be like, I'll put you on a playlist, and you'll look, and it'll be like some random coffee table music, and they got you mixed with like K-pop.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is fugazi.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, back to TuneCore. Like, I feel like if TuneCore had like somebody in TuneCore with the relationships at Apple, Tidal, Spotify, right? TuneCore, somebody at TuneCore, relationships with these platforms with all the curators that are curating music on playlist, right?
Yeah.
So that means Rap Caviar, Rap Game, Beast Mode, which is a playlist that I was on multiple times. If TuneCore was doing that for the artists, not only would it generate more money for them, but it would generate more money for the artists, and more artists would want to come to TuneCore and do distribution with them.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing distribution, but who has the relationship with these platforms to get on these playlists? Because that's where the money is for us to eat.
Yeah.
And feed my son and feed our families at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's
you feel
smart.
me?
That's smart. That's gonna be a clip.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I feel like TuneCore needs to do. You know, shout out to Papoose, head of hip hop. I feel like that's the right turn into the right direction. I was actually chopped it up with Pat at the Daniel's Leather fashion show, and shout to Pat. He kept it real from the jump. I told him how I was feeling. Like, yo, man, you know, I need to meet these people at TuneCore. He said, yo, get my number. He's like, I'm in contact with everybody. So I haven't yet to follow up with Pat because I've been working on a whole clip of music so I could just drop consistently and not have to double back and come into the studio and work, because the temperature is different. The attention span is short, and people want to see you drop consecutively now. So I'm just shooting videos, stacking them, and then getting ready to run a campaign that's gonna run. And the next time I run this campaign is gonna run for a year strong, 2 years strong, hard, without it being stopped. You know what I mean?
Don't give people too much of a chance to forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Part of that campaign, the French record. Talk about it. French record.
I got this record in the cut right now. I got French on the hook. I got Vado on the second verse. And Kiss says he's getting on the third verse. I'm still waiting on that. But that's gonna be my next like big joint. I'm excited about that one. And I'm also excited to see how I'm gonna try to get all them verses cleared.
Yeah. See, one thing when that's funny you say that, because sometimes people they pay for features, and like the artist might be all for it, but the labels they try to pull the plug on it.
Man, listen. Not only did I get the vault, like I don't care what anybody says, bro. Name one nigga in Jersey that got like a record with Ross right now.
Yeah,
nobody, right?
Bro, name one independent artist anywhere
that
has not even just a record, bro, a video.
Facts.
Because I remember I had somebody.
And not only that, right? I got the record, I got the video. We did World Star YouTube channel, big platform, right? When the record came out on the DSPs, it was on Ross's Spotify page as well. He allowed himself to be a main artist on it too. Yeah. So when the record came out, it was simultaneously on both our pages. Right, I was right on the fucking Money in the Grave.
Yeah, that's fire.
That's like fire. You know what I mean? So
shout out to Ross for that, man.
Or shout out to Jeter, shout out to Ross, and Ross continuously. He still show me love to this day. I be with him in Vegas a lot. That's why I usually bump into niggas. I like being in Vegas because it's a different energy.
Yeah, I say it's so busy that you can blend in and just be low.
Well, I feel like you catch everybody too in a better mood. You know, Vegas is a city that just brings out that that chillness and like you know, that vibe.
They part of it's the weather, to keep it 100.
Weather, it's just the people. They cool as the people cool as hell.
Party.
Yeah. So it's different when you bumping into people in different cities.
Nah, that's true, yo.
That's why it's good to
get outside. So that's another thing, because a lot of people, you know, they just are behind. You know, they do their thing online, and they forget that you actually got to be out here and shake hands.
I was one of them people who just did my thing online and never went outside until I realized I had to go outside, bro.
Yeah, it changes everything.
Yeah, it changes everything. Now, you know, your face card is valid, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, because then people start seeing around like, yo, I seen you at a couple of events. Who is he? You know what I'm saying? So that's fire.
People see me now, I don't even know who they are. Like, yo, Summers. You feel me? I don't even be knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So be on the lookout, man. What's the record called, French?
Shit, I don't even know yet, man. I'm gonna keep honest. So just be on the lookout for it. You know what I mean? Got that new record with Ross out. Obviously, you know, y'all know, got that record with Kiss out, and shit, we working.
Temperature Rising featuring Jadakiss. Run It Up featuring Rick Ross. Check out the Hold Me Down video too featuring Vado.
Fire, you know, independent, unconventional independence featuring Smoke Dizza.
Okay.
Record with Sue Surf. Wavy On with Al B. Al.
Shout out to Al B. Al.
So yeah, we working. Catalog is extensive. Tap in. Real hip hop music, real hustler motivation music.
Fire.
You know what I mean? So that's what we on, bro. I appreciate you, Independent Dope. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, bro. All right, Mesa.
You already know.
Shout outs to the good people down at Independent Dope. Like,